Hello and welcome back to another episode of Fun from A to Z. So this might be one of our more controversial episodes. I definitely know it is, because I just tried recording this earlier, and I was speaking for over 25 minutes when I realized I just need to shorten down everything because it's not going to be all that interesting. But, oh well. This game has really been one of a kind. So the first thing I should start out is something I forgot to mention in the last episode, is just how much the Time Machine hates me to this game. So some of you, the more observant viewers of you, might have noticed this peculiar launch on my end, that just suiciding my helmsman double engineer, you can go and die at Kanaloa. You just go and die, 0 drills, no help. And I immediately had to launch something to save them. So, what ended up happening, it took me forever to figure out why on earth that happened, but it had to do with this base right here. So, I was launching my attack, and since you can't quite see all of his bases, I noticed that the production, it was happening in the middle of the night so I couldn't check the game. Anytime I tried to launch, it would turn red, and I couldn't figure out why. Well, that's because during this short period of time, his production stopped, and I wasn't expecting it to. So it was stopped for about an hour. So, notice I don't launch immediately upon landing on the base. I wait. That's because I was supposed to be waiting for the production, but it got backed up, and I didn't even realize it. And since the driller count was wrong, it just launched them with 0 drillers. Yep, not fun. I immediately tried to recover it. But there's another thing of the hating me too. Those circumstances, this will be explained soon enough. But I tried to stop the smuggler DA, and I have perfect timing. I'm gonna put the 2 images right here. The 10-minute gap, perfect. Game works on ticks. If you try, okay, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're launching any sub from a base that gets attacked, within that 10 minutes of launch, it gets cancelled. I've done that before. Even if it's not launching towards the sub, even if launching in any direction, it will get cancelled. But not this case. Even though we had less than 10 minutes to launch, the DA hits my sub and takes it out. Which just ruined everything because I was planning around that smuggler being unavailable, so that my helmsman would have enough speed even when hit by an assassin he could take the base. So that just ruined everything. And that wasn't fun. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the whole story between me and Cat Liver, while trying to keep it a bit brief because, as I said last video, 25 minutes not fun. So, in case any of you are curious, I knew Cat Liver was telemetry the entire game. He's the one who approached me and said, hey, I want to sneak into one of your A to Z's just for the fun of it. My first plan of making it fun was just to have me and him double team a Clonacy. Hopefully we sandwich him. And just see how hilarious it would be, just see how he would react in the game in the first few minutes. But neither of us started anywhere close to him, which was a problem. And I ended up attacking Cat Liver because with the current base setup and just everything he was my only chance of getting third. I had to take bases from him, I had to grab something from him, or else I would get 4th or 5th, and there's nothing I'd be able to do. So, it's right about here though, because he's been a good ally, and a lot of times I've been a good ally, I try to give him a low negotiation, like give me specialist, give me a mine, give me something, and I will stop attacking you. But he was like, you give me back my bases, and stop attacking me, and then we're even. It's like, I don't think you understand how a war agreement works. I'm attacking you, you give me things to stop. I don't give you things so that I can stop. And it was at that point we just kind of agreed to disagree. Well, I would continue attacking him, he would continue trying to survive. And I put some nicety at the end like, oh well, if only we could talk this out face to face, it would. Because I was afraid I was sounding a bit too mean, and I don't like being mean. So I put that in there. And then he ends up FaceTiming me. I hadn't even thought of that. He later claims that FaceTime was my idea, but I don't really think so. He says that's what I thought I wanted to do. but really was just a nicety. But the reason I bring that up is the importance that he called me over FaceTime, which is an even bigger deal later, because I found out that he never had any plans on stop attacking me. And I thought we reached an agreement over FaceTime. I said that it would actually be just as easy to take Reginald Quince's mine as it would be to take his. So I said, I'll just keep these 3 bases, and I promise not to attack you for the rest of the game, in exchange that you don't attack me, just so I can focus on Reginald Quince. And something got messed up in our communication. I'm certain if it happened over text, it wouldn't have, but because it was FaceTime, he made some agreement like, sure, I promise. Well, I can't promise I won't attack you. So, I don't even know. I wasn't going to hang up till it was a done deal, and yet, somehow, it ended up where I agreed not to attack him and attack Reginald Quince, and he's allowed to still attack me. I think it's more of him just trying to twist things around in order to get it. I found out later from Icarus that his playstyle is a bit more underhanded and trickery, where he doesn't have kind of any honoring peace agreements or anything. So if I had known that ahead of time, that might have helped me out. Because of course that happens, which wouldn't have happened if I didn't try to attack Reginald Quince. I released his assassin at about 46 hours, because that's when we made a peace agreement. About 43 hours, he attacks both here and over here. So yeah, he didn't honor that. Because I was moving drillers out of Wallace to be nice, to show I wasn't going to attack him, I was moving over here and I freed his assassin. It put me in a horrible spot to defend. And all I could really do is sit around and get destroyed, which did not help. Of course, what was going to help was I was going to be able to take his mine, so that even if I couldn't get 3rd, I could bump him down to 3rd or 4th. And of course, that smuggler miraculously survives, causing my attack to be stopped. Because even that king wasn't going to stop it, but now he had enough drillers to stop it. And that it wasn't fun. Anyway, there was a couple of other good things. We were really close to stopping Cat Liver from grabbing 2nd. He got 2nd in the end. Well, I gave up my mine when he launched an attack. I let my queen there since I had a princess, and he would hit the shield, and it would keep my king farther away so he can take it. I time out perfectly to re-attack the mine, so that my king is half, and he can't intercept with his helmsman. It works out pretty perfectly. I'm still trying to keep this video brief, but I still have so much to talk about because I haven't even gotten to newbie. Because at this point, there's one plan left. We could take this mine, and you can kind of see the plan underway. But I should probably just start with the beginning at newbie, because I noticed he was on the forums, and some of you might have some questions. So, when we first started the game, I kind of messaged newbie, and the same way I always message every single person, usually if they're far away from me, I start out with a joke, which is exactly what happened with him. I asked him if he'd rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck. And that's kicked off our conversation, and we became pretty good allies. But things got a little messy right about here. This is when Pink is dead, Cat Liver starts attacking Icarus, and Newbie had promised his allegiance to both sides. He told Cat Liver he was going to help him against Icarus. He told Icarus he was going to help him against Cat Liver, which is never really a good decision to do. And apparently Newbie was also talking about having a true ally, which apparently was me, which I still think was just kind of a dumb thing overall. Well, he said like he'd never make a decision, or he would always, before making a decision, consult his true ally and only do what his true ally says, which is kind of a dumb idea overall, but still. I was going to pin him against Icarus for the fun of it, but once he got to that whole true ally stuff, I just kind of threw up my hands and not touching this. You do whatever you want to do. I'm not getting blamed for what's going to happen, because something bad was definitely going to happen from all of this. And that's kind of where he ends up teaming up with Cat Liver and attacking Icarus, launches over 400 drillers, and even then, Newbie is messaging me like, I'm not certain whether or not I should gift them and try to make peace. course, I still kept saying, just pick a decision and stick with it. Stop asking me, because it's only going to cause trouble. So, he completely, like, wrecks Eclonacy. Eclonacy becomes, like, out of the living people, he has the least amount of bases, even compared to me. Which is saying something. And it's about at this point that Cat Level, he just can't handle any... Not really can't handle it, but he just wants to tell so bad that he tells Eclonacy that he's secretly telemetry and that they know each other real life. And it kind of works well for him, Cat Level, because he was able to do this to gain Eclonacy's trust. And they were able to tag team Newbie. At first I thought it was kind of an unfair thing being people who know each other in real life. But I think that was just me being biased at first. Really, it made so much sense for Cat Level to attack Newbie, even if he didn't have Eclonacy's help. I mean, Eclonacy didn't really help that much. Let's see, what did he launch? He launched Veil, and that's about it. But yeah, it doesn't seem fair for Newbie to be upset when he literally promised both sides that he would help and only revealed that he had done that after he launched a huge scale of attack. But he kind of just goes ballistic because he also finds out that Cat Level and Eclonacy know each other in real life, and he just kind of blows up. He just massively so much angle, even though the same things would have played out whether they were in-game friends or in real life friends. The same thing would have played out. But anyway, the worst part is, of course, since I was friends with him, I wanted to just be completely straight. I said, hey, yeah, I know those two know each other in real life, but I also know them in real life. But look, that doesn't make it bad. I've been trying to attack Eclonacy all game. I haven't really done anything at Cat Level, and I've been helping you. But that didn't change anything. Once he found out I knew him in real life, he hated me too. Which caused huge problems at the end, because all we had to do was to take telemetry's mine, and we had the plan. Newbie was the one who messaged me about it, where he got a pirate navigator and a lieutenant and a bunch of drillers, and he would have enough time to attack his mine if he was able to bounce off of one of my drillers. The problem is this all happened during school, so we were trying to communicate things during study hall when I'm allowed to use my phone. But at the moment of truth, at the most important moment, the bell rings, and I have to go to the next class. And of course, it is that teacher who you're not allowed to check out your phone. If you think about your phone, he will confiscate it. So that was going to be a problem. So I tried to set it up. I'll put the two messages side by side. But I asked him, I wasn't quite certain what was going on, like, do you want me to target his mine? I didn't quite get a response. I said, do you want me to... And I said, do you want me to target his mine? Then I asked, do you have a pirate navigator? Because I was still trying to figure out what he was saying. And he responded, yes. So assuming it was yes to both of them, because I didn't have enough time to realize that I was outside the sonar range. But after I got to my next classroom, I could feel my phone exploding with notifications. So I said I had to go to the bathroom in order to check subterfuge, because I'm a subterfuge addict. So I do that, and that's about when I realized, oh, I'm outside his sonar range. Here, if I launch at his bases, he'll be able to see them. Of course, it didn't score me any points with Newbie. Because I had launched it wrong the first time because of a misunderstanding, he was dead set that I was walking with Cat Level even though I was attacking him, and that it was unfair that we were allies and we're just picking on new people. It took everything in me to just kind of respond calmly. I wasn't going to get mad at him, I wasn't going to give him reason to hate me, and I never did. I never attacked him even when he was losing. I never spoke meanly to him. I've always tried to be honest and complete, but he still hated me, and that kind of just makes me sad in general. But oh well. I finally launched at Bahat and Haggai, but apparently those didn't work for him. I was gonna launch repeatedly, so if he needed to bounce from one sub to the next, because we had to still deal with his pirate. but he told me that those two drillers I launched were completely useless. So then I launched a Tiberius, and at this point he says, "Forget it, it's too late now." I couldn't quite calculate the time since it was outside my sonar range, but looking at it now, it still looked like he had enough time. He could have taken the base, especially since he moved his smuggler and he would have gotten there before the smuggler could get back. But he was just so angry he couldn't even listen to any reason. So, telemetry ends up drilling another mine, and since we're not able to take that mine back, even after all the work I went to get that one back, there's just nothing we can do. Newbie, in fact, drills another mine here, even though that still puts his production about half of that what Icarus had. Probably even less than what I had. Okay, a little bit more than what I had, but it didn't help him at all. He still got a low 4th place. It makes me mad, because I would have really loved to knock Cat Liver down to 3rd. That would have been the perfect revenge, because he attacked me, he backstabbed me, he attacked Icarus, and he backstabbed Newbie. So the three of us teaming up, me and Newbie taking his mine and Icarus getting 3rd, would have been the perfect revenge. Think about how great that was. How angry Cat Liver would be. It would have been so perfect. But he just let his anger get in his way. He couldn't do anything. But I was gonna recommend Newbie to the forums because he seemed to be really loving the game and he was a lot of fun to talk to. But then he just got angry at everything and everyone. And at that point I said, I can't let him onto the forums. He's not gonna make the forums a better place, so just make it worse. So I decided I'd just keep my mouth shut about the whole thing. But then Icarus goes and tells him that he should watch the videos just for some perspective. And that led to the whole point where he posted on the multi-boxers. That's gonna change, I'm gonna transition to the whole idea about what we're doing, is it fair? If you only cared about the game recap, this is where you can end now. But this is something I really wanted to kind of talk about. Well, I do believe what me and Icarus are doing isn't really multi-boxing. There is something to be said about playing with people you know in real life, but I feel like that shouldn't be completely removed from subterfuge. It's so much fun playing games with people you know in real life. If you said you just couldn't do that, that'd be a missing element of the game. But as it is now, if it can be done unfairly, but it still deserves a spot in subterfuge somewhere. I think is why people were kind of pushing for like a teams idea, or 2v2v2v2, just other stuff, because it would be pretty fun. I mean, honestly, half the fun I have is not even when I team with Icarus, it's when we go against each other. Of course, I will admit the entire time Cat Liver is still a joke and has been a joke the entire game. So I can kind of get why Newbie got some bad impressions, but I feel like our A to Z's is no different than if two forums accidentally end up in the same game, or even if you end up in a game with someone you played last round. You know each other, but smart players don't let that influence. They learn how they think, they learn how they play, but you don't let that necessarily affect whether you team the entire game or whether you don't. You kind of just know what to do just based on if you're playing a game of subterfuge. If you're playing in a forum regs game, you don't automatically team with people because you know who they are. But anyway, I also think that the A to Z, one of the things I was worried about when we first set these things up is, what if we start an A to Z and there's someone who's playing who has never played before? This is their very first game and they're stuck with us. You'll notice that almost every topic we have picked has been pretty tame. It will only affect us, and no one else will even notice. In fact, Newbie only really noticed Icarus when he saw him pass up a couple smuggler hires. Everything else in the game was playing out how it would have played for everyone else, just we had different specialists. I try to keep them fair. There's a lot more thought into what goes into our topics than you might think. It's not like days worth of thought, but we try to keep things fair enough. And I really do enjoy the series, and I do kind of hope that Newbie's able to calm down and watch these videos, and kind of just see the whole perspective on everything. because I would still love to be allies with him. We could have taken out Cat Liver together, but he just got angry at me. I tried never to give him any reason to be angry. I never attacked his bases. But I'm up to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys see this video and you want to comment or post it on the forums about, is it fair to be in a game with someone you know in real life? I feel like there'd just be a good discussion in general, because okay, like, thesis statement for all this, it's fair to play with someone you know in real life if you don't let that automatically influence all your decisions. Well, I still only team with a Classy if it gives me an advantage, and I attack him if it gives me the advantage, and it doesn't break any peace deals. So, it's still all general, and I'm officially past 20 minutes. If I didn't have the other YouTube account, I wouldn't even be able to post this. So I'm gonna call it quits. It's gonna take me forever to find enough music to place in the background of this. I might just loop the same song over and over again. But that get tiring for 20 minutes. But you guys probably don't care about all this nitty-gritty stuff. I'll see you next time.